Sorry about this, but you and I are no more. So I'm sorry about making you think there was any chance of us actually getting married to each other.
What? What are you talking about? You and I only just got engaged to one another a few days ago. And this week you are supposed to be coming with me to my parents' house to talk with them about the marriage, right?
And that's become a real pain in the butt for me. And the only reason I ended up becoming engaged to you is because of how annoying you'd always get about it. I never originally planned on being together with you until marriage, Emily.
This is all a joke, right?
Why would I be saying all of this if it was only a mere joke? Did you really think that I'd want to be getting married to you?
Then why were you saying to me that you wanted to get married? When you were the one proposing to me at the time as well when saying all of that.
I know I said things like that, but I was never being serious about all of that.
What? You weren't being serious about your feelings for me when you said you wanted to get married? How were you able to do something so manipulative to me?
I was just saying things like that to you because of the vibe. You know, I just wanted to make you happy at the time, because it seemed you really wanted to think we were both in this relationship for the same thing. I think you should be thanking me for being so thoughtful and speaking like that.
I have no reason to be thanking you for a single thing now, Nolan. You cut all this crap right now. I was thinking that you really were in love with me, and that the two of us were really going to get married. I even went to my parents telling them all about us. If you were never feeling serious about any of this, then I really wish you would have just told me the truth then. So this is you saying you're leaving me right now?
I'm sure it makes sense to you that me not wanting to marry you equals the two of us breaking up! I think the clock is ticking with us. So it's better to finish things off now, while we're both still sane. You've been a real pain in my back for a while now, and it's made me feel sluggish always having to think about you and your feelings.
The fact that you're telling me that you felt that way the whole time, only now? You are awful, Nolan. Tell me, what's your number one reason for wanting this breakup? Just because you feel sluggish having to think about me? There has to be a better reason for you saying all of this to me.
Huh? What are you trying to say to me?
I've known about how you've been cheating on me, Nolan.
What?
But then you started talking about marriage with me and even proposed to me last week. That made me assume things were over with between you and the other girl, but I never talked with you about any of it because I thought it was only a short-term thing between you two. But I'm sure things are still holding strong between you guys and that she's the reason you want to break up with me, right?
Are we done here yet? I want you to listen to me very carefully now, Emily. I've already told you that things between us are done with, so I'll let you in on a little secret. I happen to be going out with 6 other women besides you right now.
What? 6 other women?
I'm sure you never noticed anything like that, right? I made sure to do a very good job hiding all of them from one another, including you. But I've started to realize when there's one girl that starts to become a problem for me, it could bring down my whole scheme. So in order to avoid any of the others finding out about you or each other, I'm breaking up with you. I'm sorry, but you need to give up now.
I am so shocked by all of this. What should I be saying right now? So, Nolan, you've been going out with 7 girls in total, including me, this whole time.
Well, I suppose I have been. And I think 7 was one too many for me. So that's why I'm getting rid of you. Just be happy you got to live a short period of your time thinking that the feelings between you and I have been real.
I feel so terrible right now about what you've told me. I can't bring myself to say anything else to you. I can't do this. Don't you ever talk to me again, okay?
Oh, that sounds perfect to me. And the same thing goes for you as well. Don't you ever come around me again. You're an eyesore for me now.
I was just starting to think I had become your fiancé, but all I've been to you is a part of your circle of women. I can't believe any of this. This is it then. I hope you burn in hell for doing things like that.
Hey, Why are you here of all places, Emily?
I've been wondering the same thing about you, Nolan. I would have never thought that the man who had me wrapped into a 7-girl circle like you'd done 3 years ago would be showing up at a place like this.
Have you been stalking me or something? Were you looking into me all over the internet in order to find me here? Why are you here right now? I told you, you're a complete eyesore to everyone!
I'm not here for you, you jackass. This happens to be one of my friend's weddings. I want to know why you're showing up to her wedding when she's never had anything to do with you.
The man your friend's marrying is my boss. And let me tell you something. You've gotten really, really fat since the last time I saw you.
Excuse me?
3 years ago, you weren't all that bad looking. And I was even able to deal with you. But holy crap, you're a freaking fatty!
Are you having fun making fun of one of your exes like that? I don't remember you ever having the right to be saying things like that about me after what you did. But I guess you were always a complete jerk, so it's just part of your character to act like a child right now.
I might be a bit of a jerk at times, but right now, I'm only stating the facts about you, fatty. Did you get to that size from all the stress of a man of my nature leaving you? You're going to make me begin to feel responsible for your weight if that's the case. I'm so very sorry for making you inflate like a gosh dang balloon.
Stress, huh? I sure was stressed back when we had first broken up. But that was around 3 years ago, and now I have nothing to do with you.
I know that. But I also know that the truth is, you still have feelings for me, right? And that's why today, you came here looking for me. Wanting to get me to come back into your arms, right?
Huh? I have no idea what you're wanting to say there, idiot. Do you even understand half of the crap that comes out of your mouth when talking to women? At this point, it seems you're completely in a world of your own, and there's no point in trying to talk to you any.
Well, if you want to be upset with me like that, then keep it up. But I know the truth about you, Emily.
I don't think you do know the truth about me, actually.
Sure. Anyway, come to the lobby to see me for a sec.
Why should I have to go over there to see you?
It's been years since you and I have seen one another, so we should at least get the formalities of introducing ourselves to one another out of the way. So come over here!
I don't have anything to talk with you about.
What was that? Well then, why are you at this wedding? I thought it was normal for people to talk to one another when they come to an event like this.
And you're not wrong about that. But what do you want with me that requires me to come and see you?
Oh, come on now. Just get your fat butt over here.
Fine, but don't you dare get too close to me.
You're so fat that it was like sinking my fist into a tub of dough.
Are you completely screwed in the head, Nolan? You just punched me for no dang reason. What the hell do you think you're doing?
It hurts my eyes to have to look at such a fat and lonely witch like you be in that dress. Get the hell out of here, now! If someone here were to learn about a hippo like you having been my girlfriend at one point, I'd be screwed myself. Now before someone catches on to us, get lost!
You're not even going to feel bad for what you've done, you bastard! Dang it, my stomach hurts so bad. I am not going to let you get away with that.
I never saw something like this coming. Running into one of the women from that group of girls I messed around with back in the day at this wedding? When I called you over and got a good look at your fat body, I ended up punching you out of instinct.
Do you have any idea what you might have just done to the baby in my belly?
What?
You're going to frickin' pay for what you've done here.
What? Huh? Baby? Huh?
Why did I have to run into you at a time like this? This is the worst. I didn't do anything to deserve this. I was just trying to come and see my friend's wedding today, but I can't believe this is all because of the crappy things you've done in the past, you bastard. Who cares that you had 7 women you were sleeping with at a time? What you just did to me and my baby by punching us, it is screwed up on so many levels. That was so brainless of you that I'm going to make sure you answer for your carelessness.
Wait a second, Emily. I didn't mean to do any of that to you. And what's all of this about me punching your baby? Are you talking about your food baby after eating all that food at the buffet or something, you fatty?
Is it that surprising to you that I'm pregnant right now?
It's not surprising to me any. It's impossible for you to be carrying a baby. You're single right now, right?
Why the hell do you just assume that I'm single right now?
Well, look. You never once told me anything about you having gotten married to someone in these past 3 years.
Why the hell would I be telling some parentless monster like you about my life and how I'd gotten married? Don't you feel stupid for even assuming that I'd do something like that for you?
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? Parentless monster? I have parents! And what makes you think you can say things like that about the man you still love?
What? What are you saying, Nolan? You are a frickin' disgrace. I am married to the man I love right now and would never love someone else besides him, especially someone as disgusting as you.
Huh? You're actually married? You have to be kidding me!
That's why I've been going on about how I am carrying my husband's and my baby right now. He and I made a baby together, and you're going to act like something like that is completely taboo of me?
What? Then what about all those feelings you had for me?
What the frick? What feelings?
But you've been my ex-girlfriend this whole time now, right? Actually, you're my ex-fiancé. So that makes things between us even more hot, right? Are you trying to tell me that while having those feelings for me, you got married to another man and never told me anything about it?
We were only engaged for like a week, Nolan. And it's not like those feelings of love were mutual between us at the time anyway. I had assumed that you and I were engaged, but you never felt that same way. I was just one of the 7 women you had been going out with at the time.
You being a part of the 7 and you being my fiancé are 2 different things.
You are an absolute monster, Nolan. Whether it be the fact that you had 7 girlfriends at one time that you never said anything about, or the fact that you proposed to me only to get me to shut up. You are trash, and I want you to remember yourself as that for the rest of the time. And you are going to, because there were people around us that just saw what happened. So you are completely and utterly finished. You said that the groom of this wedding is your boss, right?
What are you talking about?
You just told me that a second ago, idiot. And the bride is one of my best friends.
I thought you only said that she was a friend of yours.
Right now, she is very worried about the health of me and my baby. So I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen to you later on.
Wait, looking forward to what though? What's gonna happen to me?
All I'm trying to say is that it's too late to ask for any forgiveness now, you idiot.
Wait a second, please, just calm down. Can you come back here right now and talk to me? Where are you right now anyway?
I'm on my way to the dang hospital right now.
The hospital? Why are you going there?
Are you freaking brainless or something? You just punched me in the belly while I'm pregnant with a baby that's almost due. Jesus Christ, do you need to have me send someone to you to help you spell it out for yourself or something?
I don't remember hitting you in the gut that hard though. You're just overreacting right now.
I sure as hell am not overreacting when this involves the health of my child. We have been hurt by what you've done to us, so that punch was a punch for sure.
Wait, Emily, calm the hell down!
I am going to make sure that you never get to act like a freak ever again. Whether that means you go to prison for assaulting me, or you go to a mental hospital so that the doctors can figure out what the hell is going on inside that skull. Either way, you're going to be rotting in hell after today.
Hey! Where the hell are you right now? It's all because of you things are going down the drain for me!
I was not wanting to see a frickin' call coming from you right now. What do you want from me, you bastard?
Don't talk to me like that! I'm in a pinch right now! Your friend ended up seeing what went down between you and I, and started telling everyone about it! And she did so while the spotlight was on her in the middle of the wedding!
I'm pretty sure that the bride would speak up about something like that when it's her own wedding and she never expected there to be violence. And not just violence, but violence against a woman and her baby that she's been carrying.
Do you have any idea where I'm at right now?
I don't give a crap about that.
I'm with the police! I was taken into custody by them and had to go through an hour's worth of questioning. They said they're going to let me go for now, but because of that, you've gone and wasted a few hours of my life for nothing!
Huh? So after having the police literally take you to their police station and question you on what you did, you're not going to feel an ounce of regret for me or anything? Instead, you're going to now resort to blaming me for your own inconvenience. Are you actually 3 years old, Nolan?
It's because of you that the bride saw what happened today. And she's gone and told everyone at her wedding, turning them all against me. Now that I'm going back to the wedding, I can already tell that the air is going to be harsh for me to breathe because everyone is going to think that there's some kind of a problem with me. My coworkers at the wedding had to watch as I was taken away by the police. So I'm sure that's not going to end up well for me. I feel totally embarrassed by what happened. And now I'll never be able to live this story down. This is all your freaking fault, Emily!
Hey, cut the BS right now, you cunt.
What was that?
Because of you assaulting me today, my frickin' water broke.
What? What the hell does that mean?
You don't have a clue what my water breaking means for me and my baby? Look it up on Google, you idiot. Thank God my baby came out okay from all of this, but was still born prematurely. I'm going to make sure your life is over for this. For assaulting both myself and the baby I was carrying. And remember that I'm not the only one pissed off with you right now, but so is my friend and her husband.
I know that already. My boss is infuriated with me right now. And if he's not able to calm down after today, I'll most likely end up getting fired over what happened. You'll be the reason I get fired from my job. If that ends up happening, I'm going to hold it against you for the rest of my life.
Hold it against me? I hope that you do. You holding what you did to yourself against me for the rest of your life just shows me that you still haven't learned anything, and that I'll only need to push harder to ruin your life.
What do you mean I haven't learned anything? Did I really do anything wrong today, Emily?
Nolan, for frick's sake, you punched a pregnant woman in the gut today. Not only did you commit a crime by assaulting me, but you also committed another crime by assaulting my baby. Did you know that?
And I told you that I thought I was just punching your fat gut, Emily! And I did all of that on a whim, so it's not like it meant anything!
The fact that you think assaulting someone on a whim is totally acceptable deserves you a comfy seat at the mental hospital. Are you trying to tell me this is normal behavior from you or something? Or perhaps this is just what you do to your ex-girlfriends? You and I have been apart for 3 years now, and I had completely forgotten about you up until today. But it seems like you've had me on your mind this whole time. Maybe you've been thinking about me all along because you've been wanting to assault me? It doesn't matter. I'm going to head to the police and tell them that I want to take your butt to court over this.
What? Take me to court? Why would you do that?
Oh, for God's sake, Nolan. I can't believe they let you out of preschool. You punched me and the baby today, assaulted us. Do you think something like that is acceptable? How much of a freaking idiot are you?
Do you really not have any more feelings left for me? You would never take someone you still have feelings for to court over something like this?
This is hopeless. You don't seem to even be able to understand the most simple of English. What language do you actually speak, Nolan? Perhaps you can understand this. I hate you. And not only do I hate you, but now I see you as a criminal.
What the hell? Why are you saying all of that about me? Are you trying to say that I actually did anything wrong to you?
Dang it, I guess there really is no hope with you, is there? You punched me, Nolan. In the gut. In today's world, punching someone equals going to jail.
And I said I was sorry about that!
No, you have not! That was your first time saying sorry, right there! Jesus!
Well, I've apologized now, so we can be done with all of this now, right? Forgive me! It's not good for you to be angry with someone like that for so long!
Be angry with someone? You think that this is just anger I have for you, Nolan? I despise you. I despise the fact that someone your age cannot see they just did something as absurd as punching a mother and her baby. I just can't get a word through that thick concrete skull of yours, can I? I feel like an idiot for even replying to your texts anymore.
Emily, please. I actually do feel quite bad for what I did to you. I'm 35 years old this year, and I'm finally starting to get recognized at work. Things have been looking really good for me so far in the company, and I can just feel a promotion coming soon. And I'm wanting to get married myself now, too. I can't be forced to leave the job I have right now and still expect that someone will want to marry me. Can you go and talk to your friend's husband about this and get him to change his mind on wanting to fire me? He's the husband of your best friend, after all, and will listen to you.
I love that you think I'd ever do something to help you.
Why can't you do something to help me out? Your ex-boyfriend is in a slight pinch right now!
And because of your violence today, you've put my preborn baby into a bit of a pinch. And from what I can tell, you don't care about my baby or myself any, because our health has nothing to do with you, right?
Wait, I never said I don't care about how you're both doing now! But your baby came out healthy, right? To me, that sounds like everything's alright now on your end!
Nothing is all right now, Nolan. Nothing at all. Because of you, my baby was born weeks too early and will need to stay in the hospital for at least 2 weeks so that the doctors can help them. I wasn't even able to see my baby after giving birth because the moment it happened, the doctors had to take my baby away. What you've done is in no way okay.
What? Is that what had to happen to the little guy? But it's going to turn out fine, right? So since your baby's going to be fine, do something about me and my job!
Screw you, Nolan. Sure, I can go and tell my friend's husband not to fire you, but it's not going to do anything. I'm already on the phone with the police telling them that I'd like to take actions against you for assaulting me and to have you taken in for good.
Wait, you really do not need to be doing that to me. Hold on just a second, alright? If you do that, you'll really be putting me into a hard place. I'm sorry. I seriously mean that. I made some bad mistakes today, right?
Don't try to fool me. I know all you're saying right now is BS. You were the one who threw me away 3 years ago after telling me you were with 6 other women besides me. And you didn't care about me at all then. And after the time had passed and I never thought I'd have to see you again, this happens. All at my friend's wedding while I am 8 months pregnant. You deserve to be put in a hard place, Nolan.
Emily, I'm sorry. Please forgive me already!
Rotten hell, you bastard child. I'm sure you'll never be hearing from me again after today. But man, did you make the wrong call thinking I was both fat and single. The only eyesore out of the two of us is you. People, monsters that think it's okay to carelessly punch people like you deserve to be seated right next to Satan when you go to hell.
You're going way too far with all this. I've learned all the wrong things I've done.
Shut the hell up about learning. How can you learn anything when there's no brain in your skull? I'm going to call my husband in here right now, and we are going to call the police.
What? But I'm already going to be losing my job. Why do you want me to go back to the police again?
Because I want you to be taken out by them, like the trash you really are, Nolan. Everyone at the wedding was a witness to what you'd done, so there is no running from the bell that tolls. Good luck where you're ending up next. You are finally going to be put on trial for all the sins you've committed. Screw you! After that, Nolan was confronted by his boss after showing back up to the wedding and was fired on the spot by him. Nolan knew what was coming next after that and made a dead sprint out the door in an attempt to outrun the police. But after a cold night on the streets and hiding, he was eventually caught. When taken to court, he had to deal with those who had witnessed him assault me, as well as my lawyer, who would do all the dirty work for me while I was in the hospital. In the end, he was charged with 2 cases of assault and sentenced to 5 years in prison. He would also be asked to pay me a very handsome settlement, while also having to pay for my baby's hospital charges. Weeks later, after returning back home with my baby and husband, I was greeted by both of Nolan's parents asking me to drop the charges and let them pay me his settlement, but that wasn't going to fly with us. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Nolan while he serves his time in prison, but I'm hoping that whatever happens, he learns just how terrible his sins were. But of course, it's a bit too late now for him to learn about them, as he's already on a steep slope into hell. Is all of the construction coming along well over there? I'd like to get into that new house as soon as possible. It looks like it. I'd say to give the contractors a little bit longer and they'll have the new house ready for us. Really? So things are moving along pretty quickly. It's only been a month since they started to work on the house, right? Well, you've been asking for the house to be done ASAP, so I've been talking to the construction company and pushing them to get things done sooner rather than later. I see. So even you, who's pretty much useless to me, can still have your rare uses from time to time. We'll be selling the old house. That's fine with you, right? And that means you'll never have to go back to that old place anymore. I don't plan on going back to the old house anymore, but I do think we should wait a little bit before selling it. I think even after moving out of the place, we should still give ourselves a little bit of time to prepare the new house and get all of the things we want to out of that old place. But we'll be wasting money by holding on to that house longer. I want that place gone right now, if possible. If that's what you really want, Mom, then I'm not going to stop you. But let's just wait until we're able to move into this new place before selling that house. What is with you talking to me like that? Do you think you're in the position to be commanding your mom around like that? Wait, I wasn't commanding you to do anything, actually. I'm just giving my bit of input is all. Hoping that it might help the situation with selling the old house is all. Do you even realize that the job you work full-time is that of a janitor? Someone who works such a low-level job as that should not be giving me any form of input into my matters. Here we go again with you talking about me that way. The only reason I became a janitor in the first place is to help you out after losing Dad a while back. It was a rough time for you then, and I thought it was the right thing to do as your guys' daughter. At the time, the only job that was available was that of becoming a janitor, so that's the one I took. I didn't need any of your help then, but I'm finally around to having a brand new house built for me to live in. I'm very shocked to see that you, of all people, are able to buy land and a house with the kind of work you're continuing to do. I'm glad to see you doing something for me this time, finally giving me the real help I've needed. Well, as long as you're happy to be getting a new house, I'm happy. Now, from what I'm being told, by the end of the week, the house should be ready to go. I'm really looking forward to it. Carter, is what Mom was saying to me really true?
What was she saying to you?
About you moving in and living with her. You didn't mean any of that as the whole family all living in the house together, but rather just you and your family with Mom, right?
Well, of course that's what I meant. Mom has no reason to be living together with you in that brand new house. She despises every little bit of you, and I don't blame her.
Despise me? So even you find it okay for her to look down on me like that?
Well, she's looked down on you for the longest time now, and so have I. But I have to admit that I'm pleased by you. Because if it weren't for all the work you put in, I wouldn't be able to move into a newly built house with my mom. And I hear that there's a separate house being built as well.
A separate house? Did you really hear about everything from her? All you paid for regarding this house was the land.
I'm so glad I took out a loan for that. Now I'll be able to be back in the same house as her, and we can be one big happy family again. Of course, you're not going to be a part of that, right?
I see. Carter, you don't seem to understand any of what's going on with this new place then. Well, so be it. Mom happens to love you with all her heart, so it'll be perfect for you to come and live with her again. I really hope you guys are able to live happily together again. Somewhere, of course. I can see that the house is complete now. Both Carter and I came to see the place for ourselves. It's a bit smaller than what the two of us were thinking, but oh well. Now, you can leave the rest of the moving in to us, all right? What? What are you talking about, Mom? And actually, why have you and Carter gone to see the new house without me already? Wait, did we not tell you about this before? I've decided that I'll be living in this house together with Carter and his wife. What? Arya, I never planned on living together with you inside this brand new house you built for me. I'm sorry, but I want you to continue paying off the loan on this place, and then after you've done that, go find a home of your own to live in. So, wait, does this mean that this whole time you've been wanting to use me to get that house built for you, but never intended on actually letting me move in with you there? Well, you knew this was coming, right? Why do I have to let you come and live in my new house with me? I've gotten my new house from you now, so there's no more use being around you. Now, you and that low-level job you work can leave me for good. So you had me pay for that whole house for you just to say something like that on the day we should both be moving in there? You should have known something like this was coming, considering you're working such an awful job. Why are you so surprised by what I'm saying now? Did you actually think someone that works as a janitor could move into a newly built home? Aria, you're not like the rest of my family, and I mostly consider you a stranger. I have been working as a janitor in order to give you a new house and support a more relaxed life for you. That's why this whole time I've been working so hard with those contractors to have the house built. You've known about how much I've been saving up for this house, right? How many years it's taken me? And you did a fine job, beyond my expectations. But I never once said that you'd be allowed to come and live in this new house with me, right? I've always wanted to have my amazing son and his lovely wife move in here with me. Those two will be able to give me grandchildren as well, right? That will lead to a life where every day is wonderful for us. What? So it's for that reason that you're going to simply toss me aside now? Of course it is. I'm afraid that when you start needing money from us, you're going to latch on to all of us like some kind of blood-sucking leech and will never let go. So in order to avoid that possibility, I'm making sure we get rid of you right now. Get rid of me? What is wrong with you, Mom? But whatever, I guess. I understand how things are going to be now. I can finally understand what's been going on inside that head of yours. You must have always thought of me as some idiot that you could take advantage of, huh? I never said you were an idiot, but you might be onto something there. Now, I will thank you this one time for getting me a new house to live in with my beautiful son and his lovely wife. But I do want this house to only be for myself and his family, so you're going to have to stay away. All right, then. I'll get out of here right away. And never come back to the house again. That won't be a problem at all for me. I'm going to follow through with what you've asked from me and leave this place forever. Although I'm not really leaving the place because I never moved in to start with. So I'll make sure I don't have my things taken over there. But now that I feel pretty heartbroken by what's all happened here, I wonder if it'd be all right to just tear that place down? You know, that newly built house. Huh? Have you gone mad now? Stop talking about such a reckless thing. How about instead of going crazy and diving off the deep end, you go out and get yourself a real paying job? I can tear down that house, right? It's the house I had built after all. If you really think you could do such a thing, then go right ahead and try it. But you'll only end up realizing that your word means nothing in this world, and that nobody is going to care to listen to you. This is our house, after all. And once I've told Carter and his wife about how you're not around here anymore, they will be so pleased. This is all so great, isn't it? You were able to put all your life savings into making sure that me and my family are happy. Well, since you don't seem to mind me giving it a go, I'll be there tomorrow to have the house torn down. I hope you'll be looking forward to it. What are you planning on doing, Aria? Why would you start doing something like that? Are you completely screwed in the head or something? To actually come here and start tearing down my home? Did you never think that I'd actually show up here with the bulldozer and start having the house plowed down? How does it feel now to have the brand new house you wanted to call home fall into ruin in the blink of an eye? I had made sure to warn you and everything even. Warn me? I never once thought that you'd seriously be coming over here to destroy my house. To see the house that I had just started moving into be crushed into piles of broken wall and frames? Ah, and as a side note, I made sure to finish all the work of having Carter hand me the duty of paying off the loans on the house and land before the place was completed. What? I'm glad he and I worked on getting all of that done days in advance. I had this feeling before actually starting the construction on the place that you'd try to backstab me at some point. So I'm glad I talked with Carter about all of this before the house was completed. You were talking with Carter all this time? What do you mean? You just tore down a freaking house right in front of my eyes. Do you not realize that what you've done is completely mental? The only thing that seems mental to me is the fact that you planned on kicking the owner of the house out right after having the place built and instead have her brother and his wife move in with you. That's pretty messed up if you ask me. So don't start getting upset with me when you were the one who wanted to do crazy things that way from the start. What about what I did was mental? I just wanted to have Carter and his wife live with me and make things right. I don't feel comfortable living with someone who works a job like you're working. You would never be able to care for me in my old age like him and his wife can, right? Oh? Well, did you know that Carter is making a whole lot less than I am right now? What? That's why I was able to pay off that loan so easily for the house. After talking with Carter a little bit about what was going on with the new house, he told me it would be him and his wife moving into it with you and not me. So before the house was completed, I made sure that things like the loan for the house would be handled by me instead of him, and that the name on the place stayed mine. Are you surprised by all of this? So you're telling me that you paid for the house and everything? And even though you were the one who bought it all, you chose to destroy it? Do you think doing something like that is even remotely okay? You were the one asking me to go right ahead and try it, though. I was? What was I asking you to try? You said that if I thought I could tear down the house, to go ahead and try it. So that's why I went ahead and gave it all a try. Did I not hear you right or something when you said all that to me? Of course you didn't hear me correctly, and now you've really gone and done it. Why would you do something like this to me? Where are we going to be living at now? Well, you were never going to be living in that new house with me, actually. Huh? But the house was just finished being built and we had already started getting things ready to move in. Mom, do you really think that a house like that can be built so easily in 1 month? Both you and Carter don't seem to have any common sense. What are you talking about? What are you trying to say about the two of us? The only thing that Carter ended up buying was the land for the house. What? And the only thing I ended up putting on that land was a prefabricated home. Had you actually planned on having the whole family, including me, be moving into a new house on that land, I would have had a proper house built to hold everyone in it comfortably. Hold on a second. I'm not really sure what you're getting at here. But after hearing from Carter that you only planned on having him and his wife move in with you and were going to kick me out, well, I made up a plan to turn the tables on both of you. I thought that just having a big prefab house built on the land would convince you both, and it wouldn't cost me all that much money to do. And since I was the one that paid for it, I'm the one who has the right to tear it apart, right? I don't think you should be tearing something like that apart, though. So you're trying to tell me that the house you had built there wasn't meant for anyone to live in? The inside of that place was completely empty, right? There was no way anyone would be living in that house just yet. But of course, you guys thought all of that would work, right? And that's why you started to get ready to move in, right? And with what you told me yesterday, I was able to confirm that you were in fact not going to let me live there with you guys. And that I'd be forced to go out and buy my own house thereafter. So you're telling me that this was all a trap for me? You set me up for this? You are messed up for setting me up like that. I am your mother, aren't I? What kind of nerves do you have to be lying to your mother like that and setting her up to lose the house she's been waiting for? What was that? I believe it should be me asking you that instead of the other way around. Who was it that lied to me about us both moving into that house together, all while talking down to me because of the job I've been working? Let me ask one other thing. Do you consider yourself a good mother for doing something like that to your own daughter? I am your mother, so I'm allowed to do whatever I want with you. I see. That's quite the opinion you have there. But I guess I don't really care about what you think. I've chosen to cut ties to all of you after what's happened here. And you seem to have been wanting that exact same thing. So don't worry, as you are no longer family to me. Is that going to work for you? That is 100% okay with me. You're not my daughter anymore and never ever will be again. And that's because you just went and destroyed my dream home. That was your dream home? I guess not all of us happen to have the same expectations when it comes to homes then. It wasn't even a house at all though, really. It was just a prefab that I had placed on the land to test and see what you and Carter have really been up to. Of course, had you actually both gone ahead and made it look like you'd actually allow all of us to live in that house, then I was going to go ahead and build the house up properly. That prefab could have been used, and I could have had the contractors that I hired put in some real work to turn the place into an actual home. But the moment I told you the place was finished, you turned on me and said I was not to come live there with you guys. After hearing that from you, I knew what I had to do. What do you mean you knew what you had to do after hearing that from me? After hearing that, I knew that you and I couldn't make it work anymore. You think of me as nothing more than a stranger, and now I feel the same about you. And who cares about any of that now? It's over with. If you want to leave me and Carter behind forever, then go ahead and do so. But once you've left us, what are we going to do about a house? What do you mean? I've already gone and sold the old house. It's in the hands of the realtors now, and all I have left to do is clean the rest of my things out of it. Where am I going to live now? Well, before that house is completely sold by the realtors, you better find yourself a new house and fast. Go ask your favorite child to help you out with all of that as well. Actually, you've already gone and bought some land now, so why not build a place there? That's, of course, after you guys take out some loans to do so for the place. I was able to afford a prefab no problem, so why not start with something like that? Why is someone like you, who works as a janitor, able to afford more than Carter can? There is something wrong with all that. You are working one of the lowest jobs on the planet. Say whatever you like about the work I do. You have to remember that in Carter's case, he left his old job after getting married and used whatever money he had to pay for the wedding. And it's only been 2 years since then, and he's just gone now from being a contractor for the new company he's at to working as a full-time employee there. He's already taken out a loan to pay for the land that the house was going to be built on, so until he pays that off, don't expect much money to come from him. But unlike him in his situation, I've been working for 10 years now. Did you know that? What? It's been that long now? I've been the one taking my career very seriously, even with you making fun of my job as a janitor. But of course, I'm the one running the company that supplies janitors to companies, so it's not like I'm the one doing all of the dirty work. I happen to be a part of HR, as the leader, actually, and I'm the one that makes the calls on who's hired and who's not, as well as gives input into where we have the company go next. I'm able to make a lot of money, actually, even though you keep believing that I'm working a low-level job. I have to say this job has been very good to me, and I've never had to worry about money for the last 8 years. What? You're a janitor, but you don't clean or anything? Just because I'm working for a janitorial company, that does not mean I'm directly a janitor. Yes, I've worked as one for a few years, but after that I started working in HR and moved up from there. I had no idea that's what was going on there. Are you trying to tell me that you're a regular office worker then? I wouldn't say regular. Like I said, I'm in charge of the HR department and have a say in a lot of things the company does. Just know that I'm probably making way more than Carter is and will ever make, most likely. I never knew about any of that. Why did you never say anything to me sooner? Shouldn't you be telling me things like that? Had I known about your real position in that company, I would have changed the way I talk and act around you. I really don't care about how you talk and treat me, Mom. You've always loved Carter way more than me and never once actually told me that you cared and loved me. It was very clear that you did not want to be bothered with me any, so don't try and make it seem like you would have done so now had you known I had money. I know about how when I told you I'd be building a new house for us two, you immediately called Carter and started talking with him about having him come live with you. Why do you know about all of that? I never said a thing to you about what I've been talking about with Carter. You must have forgotten the most important thing about your son, that he's a complete imbecile. Right after you started talking to him about your plans, he turned to me and told me all about it. Bragging about it, actually. About how you always choose to be around him and never me because you despise me, that sort of thing. Carter did all of that? Had I never heard anything about that from him, I would have never known that you were going to use me and kick me out the moment the house was ready. And that's why you talked with him about paying for the house? Had I never heard a thing from Carter, I would have let him pay for the land and house and just helped pay for the contractors and things like that. But after he told me everything, I said he could pay for the land with his loan and I'd take care of the house for him. And that's when I went out and bought that prefab to see how it would all turn out. Carter didn't even bother to question what I was doing there and just went along thinking it was all okay. He thought that me buying a prefab like that instead of having a proper house being built just meant that he was going to be getting a home for even cheaper. So you played both of us! I did? I was never playing you guys. Your son just happens to be a complete idiot. I told him my plans for the house, and instead of him questioning any of it, he just went on his merry way. And remember, I had tried to stop you from selling your old house so early. But you didn't care to listen to anything I was saying. I thought we'd be able to move into a new house, so of course I wanted my old place gone. Well, just know that I'm going to be all right after today. I went out and bought my own land and a house to have built on it. What? You did that without telling me anything? Without telling you? I don't have to tell you anything about myself. I'm an adult now, and that all has to do with my life. I'm sure that without a place to live now, you and Carter and his wife are going to be left on the streets. But that's what you all deserve, right? Good luck with that, you freaking toxic idiots. In the end, Arya went ahead and started to ignore anything that her mom and brother would say to her and focused all her attention on the new house she was having built in order to start her new life. However, for both her old mother and her stupid brother, they were both left with no place to live and had to move into an old, run-down apartment outside of town. Having to live in such a small and disgusting place together really began to stress out Carter's wife. And before long, she got a divorce from him and moved out to find a better man for herself. This then led to both Carter and his mom getting into fights every single day, all while there was barely any income, making each day feel as though they were pretty much homeless. I think that Arya made the right choice in setting her mother up for failure this way and saved herself a lot of trouble by getting her own place before making her final move.
Hey, Leah, I don't know where you are, but Zoe is coming over in like an hour.
Really? That's a surprise because she only visits on holidays. Did something happen?
Nope, she is actually going to be living with us from today.
What? Wait, doesn't she live with her husband?
She got divorced and has nowhere to go.
This is too sudden. But you are really nice to let her live at our house. This is until she finds a new place, right?
Of course not, she'll be living with us permanently. I invited my parents over to live with us as well because it'll be easier for them and we can help each other when something happens.
Your parents visit us every weekend. Do they need to live with us?
Yeah, because they live about 2 hours away and Zoe needs them, especially now.
It's a good thing you love your family, but why didn't you ask me beforehand? There are things you need to think about.
I thought that you were okay with it, plus what things?
Like space? There isn't enough space for all of us, plus I work from home and I don't want people making noises while I have meetings because I won't be able to focus. Also, money? We can't financially support everyone.
Yeah, and why don't you just find somewhere else to go, like the library or your friend's house for your job? About the money, how about just finding another job? Don't you know that my little sister is heartbroken now and needs our support?
I can't go somewhere else because my company has strict security to prevent info leakage. Are you serious about the job? I work full-time, unlike you, who only works 2 times per week. So why don't you find another job?
Yeah, I work 2 times per week, but longer hours than you, so that's enough for me.
There are people who work full-time like me who work 8 hours 5 times per week.
Don't you just sit there and do stuff on the computer, though? I use physical strength, so I gotta take a rest a few days.
Yeah, but I get tired mentally, but I just shake it off and work. Working's not easy, you know? You're just slacking off and think it's okay because you can rely on me whenever you're in trouble.
Hey, I'm not slacking off. I work hard, but I sometimes need help. Why don't you experience my job once, then you'll know.
You have to be responsible for your own life sometimes, you know? If you say that, why don't you experience mine also?
It's just copying and pasting and typing, so it should be easy peasy.
We're not going anywhere with this, so let's put this conversation aside and focus on your family living with us.
You brought this up. Look, if you want to complain about my family and my job, then why don't you just leave?
What, me? You're kicking your own wife out?
Exactly, my family comes first.
I'm part of this family too.
No, you're not. Seems like you don't want my family to live here, so I really don't care about you anymore. Why don't you just find a new place to stay?
I never said I don't want them here. I just told you let's talk about this once. Find a new place to stay? That's too sudden.
If you can't find anywhere, then how about that doghouse in the backyard? It was Oreo's, but he passed away 5 years ago and I left it there. He'll probably fit because he was a large breed.
Are you being serious right now?
Yep. Hey, living in a doghouse doesn't sound that bad.
You're pissing me off, so I'll go talk to Zoe about this. Hey, Hey, Zoe, I heard you're moving back here. Is everything okay? Didn't you hear anything from Hike? Of course not. Yes, I'm going to live there from today, so did you pack your bags? You're gonna leave, right? What? You want me to leave also? Yeah, because I only want to live with my family, so it's gonna be a problem if you're there. I told Hayek about this, and he said that he would look into doing something about it. He happened to talk to me about that something a few minutes ago. Oh, really? Well, now you know. Can you hurry up and leave? I need about 2 to 3 days to pack my things because I work every day, plus it's too sudden. Do you even have things to pack? I remember you being a minimalist. I can help you if you want. That way you can leave earlier. No, that's fine. I don't like people touching my stuff. Can I tell you one thing that I want you to do? Things have changed at your parents' house, so you should talk to them instead of your brother because he's an idiot and probably won't understand how serious it is. After you hear everything, you probably can't kick me out. What things? Are you saying this because you want to stay there? No, it's just that you should know the truth. What truth? I bet it's an excuse for staying at that house. It's my house, so please leave. You're saying the exact same thing as Hayek. Let me guess. Are you gonna tell me to go live in the doghouse too? No, but that's such a good idea. Hayek is a genius. You will be living here, but outside, so I don't need to see you. So you agree with him. I thought you were a kind person, but boy, was I wrong. I don't care about your opinion and don't want to argue right now. My husband pissed me off and I'm heartbroken now. I just want to spend time with my family. Okay, whatever. But I think you'll face problems later on, though. What problems? You'll see.
Did you pack your bags? Hurry, cause Zoe's having problems with you staying at our house. Leave the house as soon as you come home.
Can't believe you had the nerve to move all of my stuff into the hallway and gave her my room.
I thought that moving your stuff was gonna be easier for you.
I hate it when somebody touches my stuff. I've been telling you that since we dated. I also wasted my time arguing with you and driving to my company when I had time to do work instead. About the room situation, you could have just said something like, "Hey, this used to be her room and she feels comfortable, so can she have your room?"
So, that's not my problem. I don't need to ask you that because you won't live here anymore. Hey, there's some things in the room that are perfect for Zoe right now. A good speaker so she can listen to her favorite songs, a small meditation room, ooh, and a few aroma candles.
Yeah, something that I bought. She can have those if she pays for it.
She's heartbroken now, so aren't you nice enough to give it to her?
I would have let her if she wasn't a bitch to me.
She's not a bitch, she's just stressed out. Why don't you buy the same thing then?
You seriously have no common sense. Don't you usually ask the person who bought it first to see if it's okay to give away their stuff?
It's my house, so whatever's in this house is mine. And I have the right to decide, okay? Understood?
Wow, what happened to you? You were so nice at the beginning, but you turned into a scumbag. Fine, she can have those since I'm a nice person. I'll leave this house when I get home, but I'll ask you one more time. Are you sure that you want me to leave?
I never changed, you just think that. Thank you, yes, I want you to leave. I cleaned out the doghouse for you if you want somewhere to go.
I do have somewhere to go, so you didn't need to do that. I'll head home to get my stuff in a little bit and go to the clerk's office to file the divorce papers because kicking me out means that you want to get a divorce, right?
When did I fill one out?
A few months ago. You don't remember? You said, let's fill one out just in case if something happens.
Oh, did I? I don't remember that, but I was fed up with you anyway, so please go ahead. Thank you for doing it for me.
No problem. Are you 100% sure about this? You guys are gonna face problems.
I just told you that it's fine. I also know that this is a threat, so I have no problem with you leaving.
Okay then. If something happens, I won't help you, okay?
Yeah, hurry up and come home. Where the hell are you? Pick up the phone! Why are you ignoring me?
I don't want anything to do with you. There's no need to talk.
Who cares about that? Can you explain why we're getting evicted? Pick up the phone or come here and talk about this.
I don't want to listen to your voice or see you, so I'll explain it here. I sold the house. That's it.
What do you mean you sold the house?
Well, your parents asked me to be the owner of the house, and I've been paying the mortgage this whole time, so I can do whatever I want, because it's my house, right?
Wait, you're joking. Why did they ask you?
I'm not joking. They got hooked on gambling and got into debt, and since they still haven't paid it off yet, they asked me if I could help them pay for the mortgage. They didn't tell you because they were embarrassed. Also, you probably didn't know this, but they are borrowing money from me. If you don't believe me, why don't you ask them? Sorry, but I have to laugh because I can just picture what your face looks like right now.
Why didn't you tell me if you knew about this? How much are they borrowing from you?
About 20 grand. I didn't tell you because you never believed what I said, so I thought it was a waste.
This is something important, though.
Yeah, even if I told you, you probably will say it's just an excuse to stay at that house. I mean, all I did was sold something that I didn't need anymore. You've done the same things before online, right? Selling something to earn some money. It's the same idea.
It's not the same thing. How dare you sell the house without asking me?
And now you understand how it feels like to know things in such short notice? That's exactly how I felt when you invited Zoe and your parents to live in the house. If you still want to live there, the only option is to buy the house.
Buy the house? This was my parents' house to begin with and should have been mine if you hadn't done something.
Excuse me, but whose fault is this? Even if you became the owner of the house, you probably couldn't pay the mortgage, so I did you a favor.
That's not true. I would have found another job or, I don't know, a full-time job.
I doubt that. You said that 2 times per week is enough for you, so I know that you would have had to ask someone for help. That doesn't matter to me anymore, though.
Wait, do my parents need to leave the house also?
Of course. Is there a reason for them to stay?
They're old! Are you seriously making them go through this?
Yes. Why don't you take care of them then? You're their son.
Yeah, I am, but...
Oh, right. You don't have money, so that's not possible. Let me talk to your parents then.
Why?
What do you mean, why? That doesn't matter to you.
Why am I getting kicked out? I thought you sold the house!
I canceled it because your parents begged me not to sell it. Plus, they still need to pay me back, so they made a deal with me. Find a job and pay me and the money they borrowed from me little by little and kick you out.
What? I'm so confused right now.
What's confusing? I canceled selling the house and your parents are staying, but not you.
Are you being serious right now? No, wait, how about Zoe?
Yes, I just talked to her and she said that she still wants to stay at the house. I know you're panicking right now, but it's funny how the family you care about don't really seem to care about you.
This is not possible. My family will never betray me. Where am I supposed to go then?
They just did. You're a grown adult, so why didn't you think about it?
Are you happy to make my life even more miserable? I already am getting the cold shoulder from my coworkers because they know about the divorce, and my friends cut ties with me, and I literally have no money. Do you know how I feel?
It's not good, right? Now do you know how I felt when you told me to leave the house and live in the doghouse? I'm done with you, so good luck with everything, and you better leave the house right now.
It's not a good feeling, okay? I'm so sorry, Leah. Wait, why don't we just get back together, huh? I still love you.
It's too late now. Plus, you never said I love you to me for 3 years, so I know that it means let me stay at the house because I have nowhere to go.
That's not true. If I didn't love you, I would have divorced you a long time ago.
But you didn't because you were using me for money, right? You don't need to lie to me because you said you were fed up with me. I think that's why you were saying jokes to hurt and piss me off recently because you didn't need me anymore.
Hey, did you think that I was serious about living in the doghouse? I was really joking about that, and I'm sorry if I hurt you, okay? Let's all live together like before. I'll go to the clerk's office and cancel that divorce, okay? Sounds good, right?
Absolutely not. I don't want to live with an asshole like you. If you want to cancel divorce, I'll call a lawyer to help me file for divorce.
Excuse me? I don't remember being one. What? Lawyer?
You were this whole time. I'm getting pissed off just thinking about what you did to me, so I'll divorce you no matter what. You probably can't pay for the lawyer, so why don't you give up?
Don't say that. Please help me. I don't have anywhere to live, and I'm so sorry for everything.
Sorry, but I really don't care at this point. If you can't find anywhere, how about the doghouse in the backyard?
Are you being serious right now?
Living in a doghouse doesn't sound that bad. You'll probably fit because Oreo was a large breed. Actually, you don't even deserve a doghouse, so why don't you live in a dumpster since you're trash? Hayek had no choice but to leave the house, and since he had nowhere to go and no money, he ended up being homeless. He quit his job because he felt awkward being there and is looking for a different job now, but is having a hard time since he only wants to work 1 to 2 times per week. He tries to reach out to me and his family, but everyone cut ties with him, so he's completely on his own. On the other hand, I'm living a stress-free life and even bought a dog and rebuilt Oreo's doghouse since it was a tad small for Hunter. I just hope that Hayek will not start living in it.
Max, we need to talk. It's urgent. I'm really confused about something you've left at home here. What are these papers for? What's going on?
Huh? I haven't got a clue what you're talking about, Natasha. What's up?
Surely you know what I'm talking about, Max. Why do you have divorce papers in the house? Is there something that you want to tell me?
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
This isn't a laughing matter, Max. I don't think it's very funny at all. You need to explain yourself right now. I don't know what you're trying to do.
I was a little confused for a moment there. What do you mean? What's there to explain exactly, Natasha? Aren't those papers pretty self-explanatory? You're a bit dumb if you don't get it.
Is this actually happening right now? Are you trying to tell me that you actually want a divorce from me? Where did this decision come from?
Well, you've seen the papers, and it's pretty easy to understand. It's just the way things have turned out. I don't know what else I need to explain to you, Natasha.
But what's happened to make you decide you need a divorce from me? I can't just accept the papers handed to me like this. It's all so sudden. What's changed about us? You've not given me a full explanation.
I don't really care what you think about how I came to the decision. What's done is done, Natasha. It's over between us. I just want the divorce, okay?
There's no way that I can carry on a conversation like this through a text conversation. You need to get back home right now.
Look, Natasha, I'm not going back to our apartment. What part of divorce did you not understand? I'm not coming back home.
Excuse me? You're not even going to make an effort in talking to me about this? You're just going to up and leave without an explanation to this?
Isn't it obvious? I shouldn't have to go back to somewhere that you're going to be. Why would I want to be anywhere near you?
But I don't understand why you're doing this. What am I supposed to do about these divorce papers? Why do you want this so badly for us?
I gave them to you so that you'd file them into the courthouse for us. I'm not going to do it. I just want you out of my life.
But I don't get it. Why does it have to be me who does it? I am not the one wanting a divorce. I don't even know the reason why you do.
All I want is for you to cooperate with me until all of this is sorted, alright? That's all I ask of you, Natasha. I think it's a pretty simple thing to do.
Have you even thought about how much I've done for you? What I do in supporting you? Why do you want this? You haven't even answered my questions.
Well, it's something that you need to do on your own. You don't need me to hold your hand in whatever it is you do in life anymore. I'm not doing you any favors.
Why are you acting like this towards me? How could you possibly do something so horrible to me? I am your wife.
No matter what you try and say to me, it's not going to hurt my feelings at all. I really don't care about you anymore.
Look, why do you want a divorce in the first place? I don't understand. You've got to give me a full explanation. It's the least I deserve.
You really want a reason why I want to divorce you? Fine. I'll give you one. I'm sick and tired of your crap, and I don't want to be around you.
But that hardly explains anything. What did I even do exactly? How could you say that you're sick and tired of me? I thought everything was okay.
Also, I wanted to divorce you so that I can get married to another woman. I want to be with her, and you're getting in the way of that.
Wait a minute. What did you just say? You're getting married to someone else? But how? I had no idea you were interested in another woman.
I just said I'm going to get married to someone else. Can't you read? That's why I just want to be done with you.
At least tell me who this other woman is. I have a right to know who your new love is since you're dumping me for her.
There's no need for me to tell you who it is. It's got nothing to do with you, and I don't want you in my life anymore.
Of course it's got something to do with me. This woman has obviously had some influence on you to make you divorce me.
Look, who knows, to be honest. I really don't care about what you think. Don't even think about contacting me again. I'm not going to reply to you.
But Max, you can't just do this to me. You need to tell me what's going on. You can't just leave me like this for another woman. Who is she? How could you do this to me? I want answers. Wait, come back. We need to talk about this. Max! Jenny, are you there? I really need to talk to you. I don't know who else to go to. Natasha? What's up, sweetie? Did something happen? Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I really just need someone to listen to me and tell me that everything's going to be all right. Something terrible just happened. Oh, hey, yes, of course. You can always come to me for anything. I'm always here to listen and give advice when I can. What's going on? Well, something happened to me. I might be getting a divorce, but I don't know the true reason why. Wait, what? What the heck is going on, Natasha? Where did the divorce come from? You always got along so well with Max. What happened? I thought we were too. We made such a great team, but something was going on that I didn't know about. My husband's with another woman. Oh, dear. Really? That's not good now, is it? He really did that to you? Have his preferences changed or something? I just don't know what to do. I can't think straight right now. What do I do, Jenny? He's my husband and he's dumping me like I'm a piece of trash. I understand, but do you really think there's any point in trying to continue with the relationship if he really wants out of it? Yeah, maybe. I just don't know what brought all of this on. Why did he go looking for someone else? I don't want to split up with him. Yeah, I get it. You really loved Max, didn't you? Maybe the best thing to do is just let him go. Maybe. I just really thought that we were going to be together forever. He was my favorite person in the entire world. I thought we were soulmates. But you can't help it if he thinks it's over. His feelings have probably changed. Wouldn't it be better for you to take the next step and move on from him? Yeah, I suppose I can try and do that. It was a good idea to talk to you. You're so strong and have a good head on your shoulders. I guess I do. You can't let things like this get to you forever. It's going to make your life miserable otherwise. Yeah, I'll think about it and see how I can move on from this. I really hope the pain dies down soon. Well, I've got something to tell you as well. I'm also getting a divorce from my husband. Wait, what? No way. Really? What for? What happened between you and your husband? I really can't be with someone who doesn't have a steady job. It's really not that financially stable. I just can't be with him. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. It's just so strange. The timing of our divorces, it makes no sense. Oh, and by the way, I've also decided that I'm going to get married again. It really is the best decision for me right now. Wait, what? What are you talking about? You're not seriously getting married again, are you? But of course I am. I'm getting married to my new man. I'm sure you've probably guessed by now that I'm getting married to Max. Whoa, just hold on a second. Are you saying what I think you're saying? I didn't just read that wrong? I think we both know that it's a waste of time for you being with Max. Honey, you can do so much better. Jenny, is this your cruel idea of a joke? You're joking, right? Why would you want to get married to Max? Have you been dating him behind my back? I've got no reason to lie to you, Natasha. I'm being serious. I was wondering why you were talking to me in the first place. Max must have dropped a hint. You're telling me that you've been seeing each other whilst he's been married to me and you to your husband? You and Max? Really? Well, he chose me, so it looks like Max liked me more than he liked being married to you, Natasha. Even if that was the case, how could you both do this to me? How could you betray me like this? You're supposed to be my best friend, Jenny. First of all, we only intended to hang out with each other so we could get to know each other on a more personal level. Oh, quit it with your lies. I don't believe any of that crap. You went behind my back to steal my husband away from me. Hey, come on, you need to calm down. I'm being serious here. Didn't you see how happy Max and I made each other? How could you do this to me? Your best friend. I am never going to forgive you for what you've done. You are nothing but a home wrecker. I already knew that you were never going to forgive me, but you're going to have such a good life living in that big house all by yourself.
Hey, Natasha. It's Noah here. It's been a while since we last had contact with each other.
Oh, Noah, hello. Yes, it has been a while. Why are you messaging me at this time of night?
Yeah, I'm sorry to bother you at this hour, but I really needed to speak with you. I suppose you heard what happened from Jenny, right? It seems like we've been cheated on by our own partners. I can't believe they were having an affair with each other. I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah, it seems like it. Max and Jenny have been having an affair behind our backs for a while, by the sounds of it.
What do you think we should do about it? What's your plan from here on out? Is there anything you could do about this?
I'm sorry, Noah. I haven't really given myself a lot of time to think about it. It was only sprung on me today.
I intend to fight the both of them with everything I've got. Natasha, we can't let them get away with what they've done to us.
Oh, really? I still don't feel like I've got any energy to fight back. I feel so hopeless right now.
Do you think that your husband will come back home to you, Natasha? He's done so many horrible things to you, emotionally and mentally.
Yes, he's put me through a lot. I want to believe that he'll wake up someday and see that he's made a horrible mistake.
I get what you mean. I would hope that as well, but I'm not counting on it. But adultery is adultery, Natasha. Do you have any evidence you can give me about their affair?
Yes, I can get proof. I just have to find something to pin on them.
I see. I'm sorry I didn't mean to be rude or anything. I was just wondering if you have a job.
Huh? You're not being rude at all, Noah. Yes, I do have a job, but both me and, well, I guess my ex-husband work.
Okay, that's good to hear. At least he didn't leave you with nothing. You've got your own money. You'll be okay with living your life then.
I really do hope so, but there are checkbooks that my husband and I shared together. We do have some joint accounts.
Oh, really? You both have access to these joint accounts? What were the joint accounts for exactly?
Yeah, the account's still in both of our names. We created a joint account so that we could save up and move overseas together.
Despite having those sort of commitments to you, he still betrayed you? How could he do that to you?
I know, right? Why go to all that trouble to just dump me for another woman, let alone that woman being my best friend?
You don't seriously still believe that he's going to come back to you after all that? You're not going to wait for him, are you?
It's just so hard not to. We still got along up until recently. I don't know if I can just let that go yet, Noah.
Natasha, you need to wake up and look after yourself. After all the pain he put you through with the cheating and doing things out of the blue, you're going to wait for him?
But he was my husband, and maybe he just made a terrible mistake. I don't know how I can do life without him.
I don't want you doing that, okay? We need to prepare for what we're about to face.
Okay. How are we going to do that? I barely have any fight in me to take Max down.
Okay. Well, I'll be there to help you through it. Things will go more smoothly if we work together.
That's very true. Okay, let's work together on this. I don't want to be miserable for the rest of my life.
Okay, good. I would like you to change your state of mind as soon as possible. We've got to stay calm and stay focused. We've got to take them down.
Okay, got it. I'll try my best to build up my confidence and strength. I'm not going to let Max or Jenny get away with this. I'll contact you when I'm ready to face them. Hopefully I won't make you wait too long.
You'll be fine. Let's do this together. You're the only one I can rely on right now. I hope you understand that.
Of course I do, Noah. Okay, I'll see what I can come up with and I'll talk to you later.
Yo, yo, yo! Hey, Natasha. What's going on, girl? It's been such a long time since I last spoke to you.
What the heck? Why are you talking to me right now? I thought I got rid of you.
What are you talking about, Natasha? Are you surprised to hear from me or something? What's happening?
What do you want? I haven't heard anything from you in almost 2 years, Max.
Okay, chill. Well, I did used to be your husband back then, believe it or not. So I thought I'd message you.
Okay, I didn't say it was a bad thing. I just wanted to know why you're messaging me. I'm curious why you would want to talk after all this time.
Well, I've got a great story to tell you. You're gonna love it. I broke up with that other woman I was seeing. I'm going to come back home to you now, so you need to start preparing me some food and just wait for me to get back.
Wait, what? Are you telling me you want to get back together with me, or are you telling me the truth?
That's what I just said, isn't it? Of course I'm speaking the truth. I'm already so exhausted by that woman, so I broke up with her.
Oh my god! This makes me so happy, Max. I'll wait for you to come back home.
The only place I want to be in is with you. I want to be in our house again and be together. I only just realized that I'm still totally infatuated by you, Natasha. I'm still in love with you.
By the way, may I ask when you'll be coming back home? Just so that I can prepare myself.
I don't know. Why do you ask? Can't your husband come back to the house we live in at any time?
Well, I need to know. After all, it's been 2 years since the last time I saw you. Don't you think I need a bit of time to prepare food for you? You know what I mean, right? You understand that I want to impress you, right?
Oh, is that what you want to do? I guess I should give you some time to do that. I'll come by this evening then?
Okay, got it. That'll give me plenty of time to prepare some food for you. It might not be done in time, so we'll see. Please relax at home until I'm done.
Yeah, okay, sure. But you've got to hurry it up, alright? Don't slack off. I'm really tired from a long trip I've been on, so I want some food.
Yes, of course, Max. I'll get onto it right away. See you later. I can't wait for you to get here.
Hey, Natasha, I just landed at the airport. It's been such a long trip for me. What's happening with the pickup?
Oh wow, it's already the evening. You're on time. That's unlike you. Well, that's not possible for me to do right now. You said I need to prepare food for you.
Well, I was hoping that you would come and pick me up. You knew I was coming.
No, I can't, Max. I'm currently in the middle of cooking. I wanted to make your favorite foods for you, and it's taking longer than I expected. Isn't it good that I'm using this time to prepare really tasty food for you, Max?
Are you telling me that all that food will be ready for me by the time I get home?
Of course it will. Just trust me. It'll all be done, and you'll be able to eat whatever you like.
You come up with the most stupidest plans, Natasha. How could you not think of how I'd get to our house? How am I supposed to get back without you?
Well, I thought you wanted me to make you food, so I thought you could get yourself here. Can't you just get a taxi here or something? They aren't that expensive.
I really can't believe how foolish you're being right now. You know that you owe me money, right?
Huh? What are you talking about? What money do you mean? Where did this come from?
Isn't it obvious? Your flaw right now is that you've not prepared for your husband's return. You owe me a lot for flying out here. What are you gonna do if you can't pay me the money? You owe me.
Maybe because you sprung this on me, you didn't give me much time to get ready for your return. You haven't talked to me in 2 years.
A capable wife should be prepared for something like this. Don't make excuses. If you're going to go any further with this, I'm not coming home.
All right, okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry for not being prepared on time. I'll get you a taxi and I'll pay for it. I'm sorry, please just come straight home.
You should have said that at the beginning so we didn't have this argument. You're so stupid sometimes. Okay, I'll come home now. Also, you can pay for all of my living expenses for a while. You work, so you can pay for it.
Why do I have to? Don't you have a remote job that you can do?
I do work, but I've decided that you could pay for some of my things for a while. That woman I was with was a fast spender, so I ended up running out of money really quickly. You'll be financially supporting me for a while. I feel like that's only fair. I'm the one who's making all the effort to come back to you, so you should pay for me to be there. It seems only fair for you to give me money, right?
Oh, I see what you mean. I understand. I guess that won't be a problem. We can talk more about the specifics when you get home.
What the heck's going on here? What do you think you're up to? Where's my house?
Huh? Max, what's happened? I don't know what you're talking about, sweetheart.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't play games with me. What's going on? Why is there some weird-ass building where my place used to be?
Oh, that house. Oh, didn't I tell you what happened? The house has been completely demolished and the land's been sold.
What the heck did you do, Natasha? How could this be? You did this without getting my permission first.
That house was just going to be too big for one person to handle, so I thought it would be a good idea to sell it and move to a smaller apartment.
So you obviously had no intention on waiting on me to return? That's what you told me all those years ago. I thought you'd be waiting patiently.
Why the heck would I keep that house after you left it? You left me for another woman and made your home somewhere else. I wasn't waiting for you at all. In fact, I wish I had a hand in tearing down that terrible house I lived in with you. It would have given me a lot of satisfaction in doing that.
Are you kidding me? Is this really the weak and vulnerable Natasha that I'm talking to? Because I feel like this is someone else.
Of course it's me. I'm Natasha, the woman who just got thrown into the garbage by you.
Okay. Let's just talk about this, Natasha. There's no need to get angry. So why don't you just calm down? Where are you living now then? You said you're in another apartment? You can go ahead and send me your address so I can come home.
There's no way I'm giving you my address, you absolute scumbag. You can stay on the street. I never want to see your face near me again.
How dare you say that to me? Why are you doing this to me? You can't just say no to me. Just wait a minute, okay? Please calm down. Why are you acting so crazy?
I'm not the crazy one. You are. You had an affair with my best friend, left me with nothing, and now you think you can just walk back into my life like nothing's happened?
Well, I didn't think it would be easy to get back together with you. I just wanted to come back. I knew I needed you. I just wanted to see your cute face again.
You've got some nerve saying all those things. You've been ignoring me this entire time, so I don't believe you want to see me. I've been trying to contact you and get more reasons for you leaving, but you never got in contact with me at all. What were you doing? You could have called me.
It's because so many things were happening. I didn't have a phone with me because I was being watched.
What do you mean you were being watched? Was someone following you or something?
Natasha, this person was crazy. I was in a relationship with you, right? Then this person approached me. No matter how much I refused their requests, they kept persisting. In the end, they came to visit me at my workplace. I had no choice but to up and leave this relationship. I thought if I give up, they'll leave me alone. But on the contrary, they started threatening me. They were going to reveal our relationships to you and my colleagues. They even went as far as to say they were pregnant. So I decided to take responsibility for my actions and marry this person. But I've only ever had feelings for you. Please, you gotta believe me.
Someone really threatened you? Are you kidding me, Max? Would you just stop it with the lies? I'm so over your behavior.
I'm not lying to you, Natasha. This is what actually happened to me. I had to go through with it to protect you.
Okay, you know the day that you asked for a divorce? I also contacted Jenny. That was when she told me that she would marry you. She told me that you were the one who was advancing on her and that you liked her more than me.
You talked to Jenny? You can't believe what she says. She's crazy. She's got so many screws loose. Everything she says is a complete and utter hoax. You can't believe anything she says.
Is that so? Well, I've got the message history of the conversation we had, so what you did was a joke? How did you and Jenny get into a relationship? Will you just explain it to me properly in person? You should have done that over 2 years ago.
I'm only going to explain it all to you if you trust me. If I know you do, I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, not really, Max. By the way, Jenny's husband told me that he's going to demand compensation from you. It's your fault, so of course he can do that.
He wants compensation? Are you serious? But I'm having money troubles right now. There's no way I'll be able to pay him anything.
Well, I didn't know that. You should increase your hours at work so that you can pay him. He wants his money. It's the least he deserves.
Wait a minute. Has Jenny's husband been contacting you this entire time that I've been away from our home?
I guess you could say that, yes. We've stayed in contact and we've gotten closer since you both left us.
Okay, you need to explain what you've been doing with this guy. I have a right to know, and you tell him to put a hold on asking for compensation.
I'm not going to do something like that. He and I are a team and we're working together to take you down.
You owe me this. I've still been in love with you for the past 2 years. I knew that you'd talk to me like this since it's been so long. Because Jenny was hanging around me constantly, I couldn't reply to your messages without her looking over my shoulder. I did look at your messages every day, though. You were the only reason I kept on living.
How can you keep coming up with all of these lies like this? How am I supposed to believe this? Are you being serious right now?
Of course I'm being serious. You were the only person who ever supported me. You've been waiting for me to come back, right? So let's be together.
It's true. I've been waiting such a long time for you to come to your senses, but I am never going to forgive you for what you put me through.
But what's making you not forgive me? I've explained what happened. What more do you want, Natasha?
Don't tell me you don't know. Do you remember the account we made together to save for our future? You used that money without my permission. If you really cared about our future, you wouldn't have taken that money from me. When I saw that all the money had been withdrawn from the account, I got really sour and knew you took all of it.
That account was for us, though. There were a lot of things going on that I needed to pay for, and I have access to it.
But none of those things had anything to do with us, obviously. I thought you were going to leave that money for me. I didn't think that I'd be waiting for years for you to come back to me. I can't believe what you've done to me.
Well, I was going to give the money back to you at some time, Natasha. Please, can you forgive me for all of that?
Shut up, you piece of crap. You lied to me and stabbed me in the back. How long do you have to play with my feelings until you're satisfied?
I didn't mean to do all those things to you, Natasha. I can't do much about it now. I just want you to forgive me for this so we can move on and meet. Why didn't you ask me for compensation until now? I guess it was because you didn't know where I was, right? I guess I'll just run away again. I suppose if I do that, I won't ever see you again.
Well, you're right about those things. Everything you just said was correct. I had a lot of trouble locating you for a long time. But now that you've come back, it's been a big help in terms of getting our money off you.
Well, I guess you'd be an idiot to let me run away in this present moment.
There's no way that I'll let you escape, but there was something you didn't notice. You're more than likely surrounded by detectives.
Huh? What detectives are you talking about? Do you think I'm really that stupid to fall for your lies?
I'm not lying. I asked some detectives for your whereabouts so that you wouldn't run away. I've been in constant contact with them as they monitor you. It's going to be impossible for you to escape now. Don't even bother trying to run.
Well, you got me, Natasha. But I bet hiring detectives would have cost you a bit of money, right?
Oh, don't worry about that. Jenny's husband's job is actually being a detective. He told me that he'd work for me for free.
What the heck are you talking about? So you've both been working together to try and find me? So I can't escape?
His colleagues are watching you right now. He's very good at what he does. Anywhere that you go now, they'll find you in a heartbeat. Good idea, right?
I can't believe you thought of doing this. It's insane. At least let me try and make this up to you one more time. Come on. I'm really sorry for betraying you. Just give me one more chance, please. I think that you'll be very happy with me now.
Why should I be with you just to make you happy? I don't want you to be happy at all. I want my money that you owe me, so give it to me.
But we work well together. Do you really think you're gonna take any money from me, Natasha?
Of course, because you betrayed me. You committed adultery, for goodness sake. You're the reason why our marriage ended. That money that you took from our account needs to be put back. I deserve at least half of it since the account was in my name as well. That's how it works.
But I haven't got any money to put back into it. You're putting me in such a bad position.
I don't care. I'll not be contacting you directly from now on. You'll be hearing from my lawyer soon enough. Even if you message me, I'll ignore them.
You can't do this to me, Natasha. Please take me back. Don't tell me we're over. Please?
I've made my decisions. You need to take responsibility for what you've done. You'll be reflecting on this for the rest of your life.
Hey, Natasha. It seems like our request for compensation from Max and Jenny have been approved.
Oh, really? That's really good to hear, Noah. It only took 2 years to get what we deserved.
Jenny's going to be regretting this for the rest of her life. I'll just let her sit in her own tears. I never thought this would happen to me.
I totally get what you mean. I dreamed of getting married and having children. I was thinking too fast about things. It's such a relief. I want to thank you for everything that you've done for me. I really appreciate it, Noah. Max and Jenny were asked to pay a huge amount in compensation to Natasha and Noah. It seemed like Max had some gambling debts to pay, but he was also ordered to pay back Natasha's money. As a result of this, Max had no choice but to borrow some money from a consumer finance company in order to pay his debts off. For him, it's just going to be a vicious cycle of paying off people for the rest of his life. He's always going to be chased down by debt collectors if he falls behind in his payments. He should have thought about what he was doing before he went and cheated on his wife and left her for her best friend.
Natalie! Happy birthday to you! Have you gotten the divorce papers that I've sent you as your birthday present?
So you didn't get around to reserving a restaurant for me or anything on my special day? I left work early today to come spend my birthday with you going out to eat.
Is that so? Well, that's too bad for you. I'm sorry, but I've never actually planned on reserving a restaurant for us to go have dinner at. I've chosen that the best present to give you this year is the present of divorce.
Is that right? Is that all because you found yourself another woman?
You got that right. Unlike you, she's a young and dazzling woman whom I'm happy to call my future wife. Starting the moment you and I hand in those papers and get our divorce, I'm going to have a whole new life happening around me. And it'll be way better than the one I'm living now.
Does this also mean that you've been cheating on me with her?
Well, I suppose you could say that. And so what? If you'd like to get a settlement fee or something, then go right ahead and do so. I'll pay whatever price you ask of me, as long as I get to be with my new woman.
So you just think that being open about something like cheating is going to make everything A-okay for you? Well, since you're pretty much done with me, you're never coming back to this house, right?
That's right. I'm never going back there. You and I are over with, and I no longer want anything to do with you. I think you're best off getting on one of those dating apps after today, and try your luck at finding a new man that'll love you as well. But let's be real here. There are no men that would be willing to make you their partner, with how awful you look now after aging.
You must think you're on top of the world just because you were able to reel a younger woman into your life.
If you want, I can show you some pictures of what she looks like. I'll send them to you right now, actually. Her name is Faye.
She is a good-looking young woman, isn't she, Ken? But tell me, why would someone as good-looking as her be willing to choose you to be her husband?
The reason for that is because I'm an elite employee, working in one of the largest companies in America. You and I never had any kids either, so that means my pockets are loaded in her eyes. To a young and beautiful-looking woman, a man with a really good job who's in his 40s is one heck of a steal.
You are far too old to be saying things like that about yourself now, so please stop.
I'm being serious about this. Even Faye herself told me that she's in love with me because of my career and money. Now, starting the moment you hand in those divorce papers, I'm going to be living a very happy and exciting new life. Goodbye forever, Natalie. And make sure that you never try and contact me again, please.
Hey, Natalie, are you doing all right? Are you sure you're not too sad about everything? After something like that, you are more than welcome to come and stay at my house. I'm totally fine, Christy. Thank you for listening to me as I talked earlier. That really helped me get a lot off my chest about how I'm feeling, and I'm a lot happier because of it. But like I was telling you before, I feel refreshed after being left behind by a man like him. I actually knew for a little while that he was testing the waters with me by going out with other women. And I was right when I figured he must have been planning to leave me for a younger girl. Things happened a lot faster than I expected them to. However, having this happen has made me understand my situation a whole lot easier. You really are handling this like an adult. If I were in your shoes, I would never let Ken see the light of day after doing something as selfish as that. So, does this mean that you're going to move on with life and start fresh? I think so. It feels like I've had this huge weight lifted off of me, and I'm able to move on my feet more lightly now. But I did say that I'm still going to get a settlement from him, so it's not all over just yet. For some reason, I feel like men of his status are becoming more and more common. What do you mean, men of his status? Well, a few months ago, a colleague of mine at work happened to have the same thing happen with their husband. He went after a younger woman and left her. Huh? Is that so? Yeah. She was a complete mess after finding out about it because she never thought her husband would do that to her. But listen, a little while after she found out about this, she learned a very crazy thing. She heard that the younger woman that had been going out with her husband ended up having a scam marriage with him. A scam marriage? That's right. Her plan was to find older men with lots of money and use her beauty to get him to fall for her, all so that she could take what money she could from him and then leave. My colleague's husband was hurt after what the young woman did to him and tried going back to my colleague. But she wasn't going to have any of him and kicked him off her property for good. She really made him feel like a pile of crap in the end, huh? Whatever happened to that younger woman he'd married? Well, the police have still not been able to find her. But listen, about a month or so ago, there was a woman just like her walking around near my house. I only recognized her because my colleague showed me a picture from before. I think she's been on the prowl for another man in this area now. What? You happen to know what that younger woman's face looks like? I do. Her face was on the news as well after that last scam she pulled with my colleague's husband. I happen to have a picture of her on my phone, so I'll send it to you now. This is the face of that younger woman. Yep. She really is one hell of a good-looking girl, right? I think she's got the perfect kind of face that would get any middle-aged man to throw their wife away for her. I get it now. It all makes sense. What are you talking about? Do you happen to know her from somewhere? This woman. She's the one that Ken had been showing me pictures of before he left me. What? Are you for real? And wait, you happen to know the face of the woman your husband's been cheating on you with? Well, he was telling me she was young and very good looking. And after that, he sent me a picture of her to kind of brag some more about her. I have to say, there is no doubt here. The woman that scammed your colleague's ex happens to be the same woman that's with Ken now. That idiot, what the hell has he gotten himself into this time? So that's why she's been around town this past month then. And you're totally right about Ken. He's 110% an idiot. So what are you going to do about it, Natalie? What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? Well, you happen to know now that your ex-husband is going to be marrying someone who's about to scam him for all his money, right? Well, there's always the option to give him a call right now and tell him that he's being played right now. You think I have any reason to be that kind to him? I was the one he threw away in favor of her, right? And, well, I want him to experience what it's like to be thrown away by someone you love himself. Perfect. I was thinking the same thing. I'm really looking forward to learning about what happens after their marriage. When something crazy happens, tell me all about it right away, okay? Sure thing. I'll let you know. Again, thank you so much for letting me talk with you today and telling me all this great news about his new younger woman. Hey, you and I are completely divorced now, right? So then why are you continuing to send me pictures of you and that woman still?
Well, I just thought it was the perfect time for me to send you all of the wonderful pictures Faye and I have taken on our little love excursion. I mean, look at her! She's a total beaut. I mean, she could kill it in the modeling business, right? Had you been a little bit more like her, I might have given my marriage to you a couple of more years there.
You really love to talk that mouth off of yours, huh? So tell me, what does she think of you after you left me?
She's telling me that she loves me every single day, which is way more than you ever said that to me. And she's really been wanting for the two of us to get married already. She said that she'd be in charge of planning out the wedding and everything for me, as long as I gave her the money for it, so I've gone ahead and done just that for her. I'm really looking forward to the kind of wedding she has made for us.
Wow. So you're already giving her loads of money then? What else is going on with you two? Have you been buying her lots of gifts and things like that now as well?
Well, of course I have. Just like I'd done for you when we were younger. Although, I'd probably already given her more presents now than I ever gave to you our whole time together. She always gets so happy and loving during those times, and that in return makes me feel great. Compared to that, you'd always just put on a fake smile and said thank you to me.
Well, that's because every time you'd get me something, you'd have some kind of complaint about me to say along with it. Telling me I'm starting to look older or that my cooking is getting worse. I was just tired of all that crap from you, and you giving me a little gift to make up for it was not enough.
I was in the same boat as you then at that point. I would always have to come home from a long day at work to see an old hag working in the house. Really made me feel like I was married to the complete wrong person.
You and I happen to be the same age though, Ken, so you have no right calling me an old hag. By the way, what about your job?
I quit now. I'm not coming back to that town anymore, as I've run off with Faye. She and I are gonna find a new town that's much more fun and exciting for us. And that's where I'll find myself a new job.
Is that so? So you've gone all out now with starting that new life of yours?
Well, I have no plans of returning back to the life I had there, so there's no need for me to hold back. You're more than welcome to throw all my things that I left there anyway. I'm not coming back for them. They're no good to me anymore either. They've been in the same house as a 40-year-old hag, so I don't even want to see them. Being able to get married to a much younger and far better looking woman than you is really going to take my life to the next level.
When you say next level, do you mean going up or going down? I'm sorry, I can't stop myself from laughing right now.
Huh?
I can't do this anymore. I was able to hold this laughter back for a while when talking to you, but I just can't do it anymore. Ken, do you really believe that Faye Chick is in love with you and really wants to be your wife?
Of course I believe all of that. She's even gone and said she loves me herself. Are you starting to get jealous over her? Hey, come on now. Don't get too upset over this.
You're the only one who's going to be upset by all of this. Are you not finding all of this way too good to be true for yourself? How long have you even known that young girl?
It's been a little over a month now. What does that have to do with anything, though?
No matter how you try and look at that, there is something going on behind the scenes with that woman. Why would some perfect-looking young woman like her choose to be with an ugly and aging old man like you?
To her, my age and looks have no relation to the love she has for me. Have you seriously not noticed that yet? Age is just a number to most people.
Jeez. You are that far lost in what lies she's been telling you? I sort of feel bad for you. It's like she's going to be stealing candy from a baby here soon. All right then. Well, you can go right ahead and continue having the best life you've ever dreamed of with her. I hope you're really looking forward to that wedding.
I'm going to enjoy this life with her, and I'll make sure that it'll never end, just to spite you. See ya, you jealous hag. Stop talking to me for the rest of time, all right?
I really hope you can manage to keep that happiness lasting forever. But we'll just have to see.
Come help me!
Well, here you are already. I thought you told me just yesterday to never talk to you again, right? Did Faye do something really crazy to you that's got you coming to me for help now with your tail tucked?
That witch! She was hiding her true intentions from me this whole time! She and I went and stayed at a hotel together for the night, and when I woke up, both my wallet and car were gone! She stole them both from me and ran away!
Oh, you poor, poor thing. This must have been her goal this whole time with you then, right?
Yeah. When I found my phone, I looked at it to see a message from her saying she'd leave it with me as the only thing she wouldn't take. She'd been planning to do this to me the whole time. Dang it! She played me like a dang fiddle!
So, why are you wanting me to help you out now?
I want you to lend me some of your money. I don't have any money on me right now, and Faye has my wallet with her. If I can't get any money, how am I going to pay for this hotel room? I have until 10 a.m., and on my way out, I have to pay for the room. I just need you to send me a couple hundred to my account for the room, and I'll be able to manage after that.
But you said you don't have any of your cards on you, right? They were in your wallet.
That's right. Well, I still have my phone, so could you Venmo me some money? And I might be able to pay with the card I have downloaded on my phone.
Let's start with this. Why do you think someone like me has to be the one to help you get out of your bad situation?
Huh?
You think I'm going to want to help you after the way you threw me aside on my birthday of all days? You have to get a grip on reality and see that I don't want to help you anymore.
You hold it right there. You don't feel bad for me in any way? Don't you still have feelings for me? I get that we got a divorce just a few days ago, but you and I have been married for 10 years, right?
You were the one that lost feelings for me first, right? So when I found that out, I thought to hell with my feelings for you and threw them all in the dumpster, where they belong.
No. There's no way you're already over me. I know better than anyone that you're one of the kindest people in the world. I get that you're trying to act all tough right now, but in the end, you're going to help me out, right?
I'm really not sure where you're getting that impression of me from. But look, I've known for a couple of days now that Faye chick is the kind of woman who is only into you for your money, and her way of getting to it is by committing marriage fraud and scamming you.
What?
Recently, there was another victim to her crimes, all right? My friend Christy was very nice and told me all about Faye and her ties to one of her colleagues' ex-husbands. She even showed me a picture of Faye afterwards so that I could verify that you were in fact with the same young woman as the previous man. And after verifying that, my feelings about the situation really changed.
Why didn't you tell me about her sooner? So that I could have avoided all of this?
The reason for that is because I'm not as kind as you led yourself to think I am. I really was looking forward to seeing the outcome of what kind of fool she'd be able to play you as in the aftermath of her game. I mean, you threw me away without a care in the world for my feelings, so what makes you think I wouldn't want to do the same for you?
You're awful! This makes you like her accomplice or something now! And you're telling me that Christy knew about all of this going on as well?
Yep, she knew before either of us. Well, about Faye and all she'd done at least. And I think by this point most of the people in town know about Faye because she appeared on the news after her first stunt.
Yeah! This is all getting way too out of hand! Well, for the time being, I need you to send me some money right now so that I can get out of this hotel!
If you'd really like for me to help you, then perhaps you can start off by saying you're sorry to me?
I'm sorry. I really do feel bad about everything I had done to you before. I just happened to be a little tempted by Faye's all, and I acted on those temptations. Now you can forgive me, please.
No thanks.
Hey, Christy! You go and talk with Natalie right now for me and set her straight. And if you can you please lend me some money for this hotel? Please?
Huh? What are you going on about right now?
I know you happen to know everything about what's been going on with me, right? Please! You're the only person that I can ask for help now. You and I have known each other for a long time now, so please help me, right?
Could you please refrain from trying to get me all wrapped up in your problems? And to be fair, this is what you deserve after what you did to Natalie. So you figure out how to help yourself on your own.
So you really want me to go and tell Natalie about the relationship you and I have had? If you do not help me get out of this, then I'm going to go and tell Natalie everything about you and me. I'm not messing around anymore. I will seriously do it. I have nothing to lose now, but you might.
What kind of past are you even talking about right now that you and I had?
I'm talking about how before I married Natalie, you and I had been going out with one another. If I tell her about that, she's going to be shot. She might not even let you be her friend anymore after that.
Huh? Give me a break, Ken. Her and I had talked about that whole story a long time ago.
What?
It's not like you were dating me while you were together with her, right? The only thing that's happened is Natalie marrying my ex-boyfriend, and she sees it that way as well. There was never an overlap in the time you were dating me and when she started dating you. So why are you bringing that all up now like it's going to make any difference?
You've already talked with her about it then? She never told me about how you guys talked about that.
It's not like she meant to hide that from you. I mean, there was no reason for me to try and hide that little fling we had back then because it has nothing to do with her other than be a topic of light conversation. So you can go ahead and tell her, but she's not going to give a crap about it. Natalie already knows everything about what you and I did, and she doesn't care.
What? Well, then I'm gonna lie about it and say that we were having an affair while she was with me. No matter how much she believes of that, she's still going to be shocked in some way and will most likely begin to doubt you.
Really? She's going to know you're on your last leg and are just trying to spread bullcrap. You really are such a toxic little man. You used to be so much better when you were younger. What happened?
Shut up! I want you to keep your mouth shut and let me lie to her about how you and I had a thing going on while I was with Natalie. Now, are you going to help me or are you going to make me lie to her?
Go ahead and lie to her. I don't care.
Are you sure about that? You and Natalie are best friends. Are you really going to risk losing her after not helping me?
That's right. Her and I are best friends, and that's why the both of us trust one another 100%. She has no reason to believe your bullcrap, unlike how you believed in Faye's.
Well, we'll have to see about that then. I think you're thinking too highly of your guys' friendship. Things like that are only one small lie from falling apart into rubble.
And that's because all of the friends you've ever had have been a bunch of selfish losers like yourself, who never really cared about one another.
You have no place talking to me about my friendships like that. So you're really not going to help me out this time by lending me some money?
You can go ahead and tell Natalie anything you'd like, even about this lie of us having an affair.
I see. Then I'm gonna go tell her. You better be ready for what's gonna happen to you next. Hey, because things have turned out so poorly for all of us, I'm going to let you in on a very important secret. Christy and I, we had an affair back when you and I were together.
Oh? Is that so?
Yep. I'm sure you're going to start questioning that witch now, huh? I told her that if she had helped me, I wouldn't ever tell you this secret. But she never did help. I guess this is it for both of yours friendship.
I see. So you're on your last leg now. Well, Ken, remember that Christy and I are best friends. You understand that, right?
Huh? I know that the two of you are best friends. I'm sure you're shocked now after learning that your best friend has stabbed you in the back.
I don't believe a word you've said. I know what this is all about. You and her had dated one another before you started to go out with me. And, well, now that Christy has said she's not going to help you after you pleaded and pleaded, you thought you'd lie to me about that as a way of getting me angry with her, right?
No, I would never. I'm telling you the truth. She and I had an affair while I was with you. Seriously?
I knew it. You are the worst at lying about things you know, Ken. How many more times are you going to tell me you're serious or that it's the truth?
I'm not lying! All of this is very, very true! Huh?
Is that right? Well, if that's how much you believe what you're telling me is true, then I guess I'll have to get a settlement from you for that case as well.
That was... well...
Well, you are so set on getting me to believe that you had an affair with Christy, right? Well, if that's the case, then I guess I'm going to get money from you for that as well. And you did tell me during the divorce that you'd pay me whatever I asked for in a settlement, right?
Well...
You're going to follow through with all you told me before, right? You're in your 40s now and are an adult. As an adult, we all have to follow through in the promises we make, right?
Hey, maybe you can stop all that. I get it. I made another mistake. Leave me alone now. I never had an affair with Christy while together with you. That was all just a lie to try and get you to fight her.
You really are such a waste of life. Seeing someone like you waste your life away like that, when someone far more deserving of it might be dying right now, is depressing for me. Well, I'm just glad you're telling me in the end that you'd been lying. But here's the thing. I don't believe you were lying. I think you did cheat on me with Christy, and I'm going to have you pay for that too now.
Ah!
Well, come on now. You might want to say that was a lie now, but you tried so hard to get me to believe you cheated on me with her that I'm now hooked. And it's not like you've never cheated on me before, as you were just doing it a few days before my birthday, so you're going to pay for all of that.
But I told you that I lost everything! All my money to that Fey witch! I have no way to pay you anything now!
I don't give a crap. And make sure you don't come back to this house, okay? I followed through with that promise and have started to throw out all your things.
Hey! If you do all that to me, then how am I going to be able to live life?
Right? I'm wondering the same thing now. How the hell are you going to make it out of this alive? Guess we'll have to see.
Please! Please just forgive me! Just let me be back together with you, please!
Hey, I'm sorry, but that's going to be a no from me. You think I'd ever want to be together with some ugly-looking 40-year-old man? After that, it took a few days, but Ken was able to manage finding his way back to my house. But I'd gone and changed the locks on all the doors and changed the name on the house to mine. And so after realizing that, I kicked him off my property. Ken began to cry like a big baby as he sat at the gate to my house banging on it, and since it started to become such a huge problem for the people in the neighboring houses having to listen to him, I called the police. They came and picked him up and took him from my house to the nearest police station. And a few days after that happened, I had a lawyer go meet him at the jail cell he was being held in, and help him find a way to get the money I was asking for into my account. After that was all said and done, and the money was now safely in my bank account, I sold the house and moved into a nice apartment. Ken was later let out of the jail cell, but having lost his house, his money, his car, and everyone's trust, he went on another crazy mission to try and find me. But after weeks of never being able to find me and living on the streets, he finally gave up and went back to his hometown. I really wonder what kind of life he's living there now and how he's feeling deep down. A little while later, after Ken left town, he was finally caught by the police and taken away to prison. I guess after finding all of this out, you could call this a very happy ending to the story. I've been living on my own now and have no intentions of finding another man to take Ken's place, as I've put most of my time into work. And Christy has moved back home to her parents' house to help them out as they grow older, solving the problem of all their loneliness. She really is my best friend, and I'm glad that the two of us were able to work together to rid this town of a man like Ken.
I heard a rumor that you bought a new house. I can't wait to see what it looks like. When will be a good time for me to visit you and take a look? I'd love to have dinner, too. Will you prepare something for me? Excuse me? Did you forget that we cut ties with you? There's no way I'd invite you to our home. Your own son doesn't want to see you. Why would I make you dinner? What are you talking about? We're family. We became family when you married Owen. You shouldn't be so cold. I don't even understand why you both suddenly started saying that you don't want to have anything to do with me. And it's already been 2 years since we had that silly argument, so you should hurry up and get over it. If you keep on dragging that along, you'll never be able to get along with anybody, let alone me. The reason why we can't forgive you is because of your refusal to try and understand why we're so angry. I don't know what Owen said to you, but I still haven't forgiven you for what you did, and how you upset my husband. Don't you even remember what happened 2 years ago before we told you to stay out of our lives? Oh, it was such a long time ago. You can't expect me to remember everything. I'm getting old and I make mistakes. You should be more open to forgiveness. If you keep on stressing about insignificant things like that, you'll get more wrinkles, you know. I say if you want to live life to the fullest, you've got to be more carefree. More importantly, it's incredibly rude of you to be so cold towards the woman that gave birth to your husband. You should respect the elderly. I don't know where you heard the news that we bought a new house, but I'm never inviting you to my home. As long as Owen and I can't forgive you, you're not welcome here. Don't worry, I don't need your invitation. It's easy enough to find out your address without you telling me where you're living right now. I'll be going to visit you this weekend. Huh? That's probably gonna be more difficult than you think. It's ridiculous that you would try to cut ties with your own mother-in-law like that. There's something wrong with you. We're supposed to be family. I couldn't believe it when Owen said that he didn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. You changed him. Ever since you married him, you've been putting him against me. You've been pitting him against me. He never used to be this rebellious. You're the one that's got something wrong with you. You broke into our home and tried to steal our money. And that was just the last straw. We tried talking to you about your addiction and your debt, remember? But you never listened. Of course we had no choice but to cut ties with you. I had no choice. I needed the money. I was having some trouble back then, and that's what family's for. To help each other when someone is in trouble. And yet you were too selfish and announced that I wasn't welcome. You spent all of the money your husband left for you and your sons on visiting a male strip club. Part of it was money you owed to Owen. And we warned you about how much you were spending. You ended up in debt and tried to steal more of Owen's money to fund your daily visits to Magic Mike. How could anyone forgive you for acting like that? I don't care what you say. I want to see my baby boy, so I'm going to visit. You don't have any right to stop a mother from going to see her son. He was my son first. Just because you married him doesn't make you more important than me. Your son is the one that's saying he doesn't want to see you. I never did anything to convince him to make that decision. Your son is his own man. If you can't respect that, then we still have a problem. Say whatever you like. I don't believe you. You're getting in the way of my relationship with my son. I want to be with my son, so let me live with you. You can't be serious. You're the one that said that you were fine with living by yourself. It's better if things stay like that. You can live the way you want, and we can live our lives in peace. I want to live with you. You can't say no to me. I'm Owen's mother. If I say I want to live in your brand new home, you should let me. What's the problem? There are a lot of problems, including the things I mentioned just 2 minutes ago. There's no point in trying to hide your address from me. I know of plenty of ways to find out where you live. I'm sorry, but you're really starting to creep me out. You may be really excited about the idea of living with us, but we're not interested. We don't want to live with you. To be honest, I think it's impossible for you to even live with us. I don't think you can find us, and there's no way for you to get here financially. What are you talking about? We're family, and family should stick together. Even if you are Owen's mother, you've already made enough mistakes for us to not be able to trust you anymore. And you show no signs of reflecting on what you've done. Do you even have a passport? And the money to buy a ticket? Wait, that doesn't mean that you can come if you do have a passport. What on earth are you talking about? Anyways, I've tried messaging and calling Owen, but he won't answer. I want you to let him know that I'm coming. I don't want you putting any ideas in his head, so tell him exactly what I say. You have to inform him that if I can't live with him, I'm going to end up homeless. He won't be able to ignore his mother's pleas for help if he knows that. You're going to be homeless? What happened? No matter how much you beg, we're not going to help you. We've already offered more than enough help when we realized that we were spending too much money at the club. But you wouldn't listen to our advice and ended up taking out loans from the bank. We've cut ties with you and we don't want to get caught up again in your problems anymore, so don't message me ever again. Your mom keeps on messaging me even though I keep on telling her that we can't do anything for her. You're telling her to stop as well, aren't you?
Of course I am. I keep on asking her not to contact me as well, but she's being impossible. She won't listen to anything I say. I'm not letting her live with us. It'll be like everything she's done up until now is okay, and she'll get it in her head that she can just do whatever she wants because we're her family, and take advantage of us. I can't let a thief live with us.
Yeah, you're right. She's your mom, but I don't feel comfortable letting her stay with us. It sounds like she's still having trouble with money and finding her own apartment, too. So it makes it harder to deny that she won't do the same thing she tried when we last let her stay. Wonder if she's been tricked by another young guy she met at the club. Do you think she'll be okay all alone?
I don't know, but I can't say that I care much. She's the reason why Dad struggled so much for the last few years of his life. And I've got my own family to take care of now. She's already had plenty of chances to listen to our advice and accept our help, but she wouldn't stop. It's none of our business what happens to her from now on. The last time we interfered, I ended up having to use our savings to pay back her debt for her. And we did that with the promise that she would never bother us again. It's not fair that she doesn't get to keep that promise, especially if she has no intention of apologizing or paying us back. It's not fair that she says that us cutting ties with her was your fault, as though she did nothing wrong.
Yeah, we were lucky to get this chance to move this far away. Now we're nowhere near her. She can't just turn up suddenly without any warning like she used to. It was already really scary. It'll be impossible for us to find us. And she doesn't have the means to get here even if she did know.
My thoughts exactly. In the beginning I was worried about the move, but now I'm really glad I took the chance. I'm really grateful to you for coming with me too. If it weren't for you, I might not have had the guts to come here all by myself.
I think you made the right decision, and I'm glad we came here too. It's a completely different world, and I'm enjoying finding out about new things. And I love the food.
It means a lot to me that you're enjoying our life here. My mom won't be able to bother us for a while we're here, so there's a lot of other places I want to go with you. Let's make the most of our life here.
Of course I am. Even if she tries to message us again, I guess we can just ignore her. It seems like she's having a hard time, but if she's got nothing to do with us, then we don't have any reason to bother ourselves with her business. I just hope she can work out her problems and get her old life back. What time are you getting back from work? I've been waiting at home for you for hours. I haven't even had any lunch. I'm starving. Can't you hurry up and get home so you can make me something to eat? Excuse me? What do you mean you're waiting for me? Waiting where? Waiting at home. I finally found out where you and my son are living. What? No way, that's impossible. I'm at home right now and you're definitely not here. I know you're not at home, Abigail, because I'm right here. There's no point in lying to me. You shouldn't underestimate my investigation skills. I'm going to be a guest here for a while now, so you should treat me like one. Hurry up and come back and make me something to eat. There's nothing in the fridge, and I've already eaten the cookies that were in front of the TV. Seriously, would you listen to me for a minute? Where are you and how did you get in? I really don't understand what's going on. You really are dull. I don't know why I have to waste my time explaining every little thing to you. I told you, I found out your address and decided to come and pay you a visit. I'm watching TV, but I'm really hungry. When are you going to come home? You can't leave your husband's mother to starve, you know. I hope you're cooking properly, because my son deserves handmade dinners. Not the stuff you can put in the microwave. I checked your fridge and cupboards, but you don't have anything. You're a terrible wife if you can't even make a proper dinner for your husband. I'm in the kitchen right now, and I'm the only one home right now. You're really starting to creep me out, so would you cut this out? Don't be dramatic. I know that you're lying. I'm the only one that's in the house. There's no point in acting like you don't know where I am, because I know that this is your house. I tracked you down. Are you still working? Even after I told you so many times that you need to resign. You're a wife now, so you need to focus on supporting your husband's career, not going out and making your own. You really are the worst daughter-in-law. You won't even come and welcome your guests like a proper housewife should. What? Are you being serious? You can try running away from me all you like, but you can't escape. It's too easy for me to find out your address. Now that I've found you, you'll have no choice but to let me live with you and Owen. I broke a window to get inside, but you'll have to forgive that, since I don't have a key yet. We're living in France. What? You broke a window to get into someone's house? That's called trespassing, Lisa. It's a crime. Even if that was our house, it would still be considered a crime. You don't have a key to our house because you're not welcome. Do you understand that? You're not welcome in the house you've just broken into as well. What have you done, Lisa? Are you going to be okay after doing something stupid like that? I'm sorry, that was a stupid question. You're not okay. You're a criminal. What have you done? You're lying, aren't you? What do you mean you're living in France? There's no point trying to scare me out of this house. There's no way Owen would move that far away without saying anything to me. He would have told me and checked if I was okay with it. Well, we did. Owen was offered a position in a European branch of his company and we accepted. We just had a baby, so we decided it was time to move out of our apartment and find a home. After spending a year here, we chose to live here for a little while longer. We won't be coming back to the States for a while. What? You're kidding, right? This is your home. I'm waiting right here. I don't understand. If this really isn't your house, then who's living here? How should I know? I don't know why you thought you managed to track us down, but we're living in France. That house isn't ours. And it and its inhabitants have nothing to do with us. You're in a complete stranger's home. But I checked the nameplate and the last name was the exact same. And I asked around the neighbors about the person living here and they all said your name. How can I all be mistaken? I don't understand. I thought my plan was perfect. So the person who lives there happens to have the same name as me? I'm sure that there are a lot of people named Abigail Smith. It's an incredible coincidence, but that's not our house. If you say that you're in France, then I'd be a little more worried that you actually came all this way to chase us down, but now that I know that you can't afford a plane ticket here... What? You're really living in France? Not in a house close by your old place? I'm in your old neighborhood right now. I found this address by asking the neighbors about everyone in the new area. And this was the address they told me. Is this really a coincidence? No, I don't trust you. I still think that you're lying about living in France. It's impossible. How could someone with the same name move into the same neighborhood? It looks like it really is possible. It really is a small world, I guess. If you check with the neighbors and they all say the same thing and same name and surname, That's the only explanation. But you really do crazy things. I'm really glad we were able to get away from you before we had the baby. It'd be terrifying if something like that happened to us. If you really broke a window to get in, you're going to be getting arrested. You committed a crime. Can't believe you actually went so far. Or did you do it on purpose because you knew that you would have food and shelter once you were in prison? Even if you lose your freedom, you can eat after all. Of course not. I'm not going to get arrested. I know that you're lying just to scare me away. Once Owen gets home, he won't let you kick me out. He won't report me to the police for breaking a window. I'm his mother. The police aren't going to touch me. I know what you're up to, Abigail, but you can't keep me away from my son. That's all a story you made up, Lisa. I really am in France with Owen. There's no point calling the police on me either. Owen's my only next of kin. He'll be there for me if the police even arrest me. Even if you kick me out or have the police arrest me for breaking that window, you and my son will have to take responsibility for me anyway. Why don't you just give up already? I'm your mother-in-law. All I want is for us to live together as one big happy family. Especially if I have a grandson or granddaughter, I want to meet them. I'm not trying to chase you away. I'm telling you the truth, Lisa. That house that you broke into isn't our home. It really belongs to someone who has the exact same name as me. You're the one that needs to give up on trying to live with us and give yourself up to the police. You had just happened to find the door open. You might have still been able to explain and tell the people that live there that you made a mistake and thought that was someone else's home and avoided being arrested. Maybe by the skin of your teeth. But if you broke a window and forced entry, there's no way they're gonna excuse you. You're really not lying. This really isn't your house? Then who's living here? Someone's coming home! I hope you can explain yourself. It's unlikely that they'll be willing to listen to a stranger who's sitting on their couch watching TV like they own the place. But it's got nothing to do with us anyway. You've got to help me! Where are you? You've got to come and help me! Help me right now! You need to explain everything to the police for me! Abigail, are you reading this? Help me! We're in France. Can't help you, so you'll have to deal with your problems by yourself. You're really in France? Why? Why would you move so far away? I'm guessing that the owner of the house came home and found that you were trying to run away. Did you explain why you were there? That's right. She thinks that I'm a thief, even though I haven't taken anything. Apparently the neighbors let her know that someone was inside her house and they called the police on me. Can you believe it? They're treating me like a common thief. I was about to be arrested by the police, but I was too fast for them. Honestly, the nerve of some people. I just thought that my son lived there, that's all. Hang on, so you haven't been arrested? You ran away from the police? I had no choice. They were acting as though I was the criminal. I told them that it wasn't my fault that the window was broken, but they wouldn't listen. I don't care if it's you or Owen, but one of you has to come and explain everything. It's not fair. I didn't know that it was someone else's home. If you don't come, I'll end up being arrested. They're going to make me a criminal. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I haven't even done anything to deserve that. Excuse me? But you did do something. You broke a window to get into someone's home without their permission. On top of that, they're a stranger, and your excuse is that you thought it would be okay if it was your son's house? Wait, didn't you say that you were eating their cookies? You've caused nothing but trouble for them. Of course they'd want to report you to the police. But I really did think that it was your house. It's not my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. That's what a criminal says. And that's the worst thing that you could say to the victim. If you had been more apologetic and, hadn't broken their window, I'm sure they would have been more forgiving too. Do you really think that you can avoid punishment after all of this? You should know that neither me nor Owen are going to help you. We've had enough of cleaning up after you. You'll have to deal with this yourself and learn how to accept responsibility for your own mistakes. Why won't Owen answer any of my messages? Even though I'm in so much trouble. You told him to ignore me, didn't you? I can't believe he won't even try to save his own mother. He's useless. It's all your fault. They never would have happened if you hadn't married my son. Everything's changed since you came into his life. You're a terrible daughter-in-law. You made him abandon me. He didn't abandon you because of me. He decided to abandon you because of you. What did you say? You were so selfish that you caused trouble not only for your late husband, but for your own 2 sons. You showed them that you can't be trusted and lost their respect when you didn't respect their boundaries. You only ever come to see Owen when you need something, and it's obvious that you don't care about what's convenient for either of them. I'm a complete stranger, so I'm willing to talk with you, but the only reason that you can't get through to Owen is because he's already had enough of how self-centered you are. He blocked you. He's blocked me? So he hasn't even seen any of my messages. He doesn't care about what happens to his own mother. You can't blame him. Owen's already decided that it's best to pretend that you never existed. So I don't think that you'll ever be able to reconcile with him. Don't say that. You can talk to him and tell him that I didn't mean to cause him trouble. We're family. We're supposed to stick together. His dad would be so disappointed if he saw that Owen is ignoring me. Please, do something. You're not my mother, so I don't have any obligation to listen to what you say. And I wouldn't use Owen's dad as a way to guilt trip him. You'll only make things worse. Anyway, we're complete strangers now, so you'll have to deal with the police all by yourself. You can try explaining to them that you haven't done anything wrong. If they're willing to listen, that is. Even after being told off by her daughter-in-law, Lisa didn't stop messaging Abigail and Owen for help, and she ended up pushing Abigail to her limit as well. Abigail had no choice but to make it clear that they had cut ties and that she didn't care about what happened to Lisa, ending the conversation by blocking Lisa completely. Lisa was caught soon after by the police and arrested for trespassing. She had tried to argue that she was only searching for her son's house when the police had questioned her. As a result of their investigations, they found out that she was in debt and had had her home taken from her by the loan sharks that she had borrowed money from, and that she wasn't lying about looking for her son, but it didn't change the fact that she had broken a window in order to enter a stranger's home. The verdict reached in court was that she was guilty as charged, and she had to accept the punishment dealt to her. Apparently, she had begged for them to listen to her, but all of her pleas and excuses had fallen on deaf ears. She only had herself to blame, so we can only hope that she'll come to realize the wrongs she committed and will return to society as a new person. Abigail and her husband were reminded of how lucky they were to have been given the chance to move abroad, and were relieved that they would never have to deal with Lisa ever again.